I just realized it doesn't matter how early I go to sleep. I just don't want to go to work. I could have gone to bed at 8 p.m., did yoga, drank tea, had my soul cleansed by a monk. It doesn't matter. When that alarm hits, I'm still waking up like I just got hit by a tranquilizer dart. I suddenly never felt so tired in my life. And I'm not tired. I'm rebelling. This isn't fatigue. This is a protest against responsibility. Okay, people are like, oh, you just need a better morning routine. Okay, what will that routine do? Erase my job? Will it make Karen from accounting stop asking quick questions that are never quick? It's not about getting enough sleep. It's about being spiritually opposed to employment. I wasn't made for this. I wasn't built to log onto Microsoft Teams and pretend I care. Okay, I was built to live. Maybe chop wood, I don't know, something simple and primal. People be like, just find the job you love. Okay, I love not working. Hire me for that. Anyway, shout out to everyone clocking in today. Not because we want to, but because rent exists.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the part two of Watch These Women Get Laid Off. The first person we're treating in this video is Kathleen. She was let go from her full time job and she recorded everything. Watch.
So I think I'm being laid off from my job today. If you couldn't tell by my appearance, I have been crying all morning. I haven't even had my meeting yet, but I got a calendar meeting today from someone I've never spoken to at the company, and a bunch of other people did too. So I am recording this because I feel like a lot of people can probably find comfort in knowing they're not alone. So we will see. Maybe it'll be something positive. Maybe I'm not getting laid off, but I am shaking.
That does impact your position. Today is going to be your last day.
I've loved my time here and I'm very thankful for it. So I appreciate it. I did not think that that would be my last day. My laptop's not even working anymore for me to save things.
This is an update on Catelyn. A month after she was laid off, Catelyn stated, "It's been a rough month and she is very overwhelmed. She is still in search of a job." Take a look at this.
I've actually had quite a few people ask me how my job search has been going. If you are unaware, I was laid off from my full-time job exactly a month ago, and I posted a video about it. It went viral and whatever, but I've had people ask me how my job search is going. If you couldn't tell by how puffy my eyes are, it's not going well. I feel like today is the first time in the last month that I actually had a full-fledged breakdown just about the job market and things like that. It's really hard when you go through an interview process somewhere and you are really hopeful about a job and then you don't get the job. And the job market is so tough because jobs want 3 to 4 years of experience, and most people don't have that. I've just kind of come to the realization I have so much shit coming up this year between weddings, trips, my wedding, my honeymoon. Our lease is up in June, and I hate crying on the internet, but it's just all very, very overwhelming, and it's really hard to even have your application be seen by most companies. I just feel like when you apply on LinkedIn, your application is literally viewed by AI, not a real person, so you're not getting through to someone. I've also just seen so many videos on my For You page this week and over the past month actually, of just people being laid off, and some of the comments are just so mean on those videos. And even my video, I got so much hate on my videos. I haven't talked about being laid off since those videos just because I was tired of receiving negative comments about it. But at the end of the day, when you're laid off, your income is literally taken from you without notice for something that you didn't do. It's not like you got fired for something. I am so mentally just exhausted.
My boss sued me for over $2 million because I quit working for him. Why did I quit? Because he sat me down to renew my second wholesale contract and point blank told me that I made too much money for my age and was going to deduct $2 off of my hourly salary, only give me 2% commission bump, and then take away my bonuses. This is after I broke $1 million in sales for the wholesale side of his company for the first time ever. And while I was reining in those profits for his company, this is the year that he decided to take a multi-week trip vacation to Europe with his daughters, multiple trips around the country, bought a new home, all while I was busting my ass to make his company money so that I could earn not only my hourly salary, but my commission and my bonuses. And to chalk it up, if I wanted any additional help in invoicing, I would have to give a percentage of my commission to the individuals helping me. And my commission was 4%. And if you work in sales and commission, you know that's fucking laughable. But before I ended up quitting, he actually tried to renegotiate my second sales contract with me. Come back and we'll dive into those details with you.
Simone is next. She's single. She just bought a house at the time of this recording. She said that she went into credit debt to furnish her new home, and then, bam, she gets laid off. Simone said she was hoping that this wouldn't happen to her, but it finally did. She doesn't know what's going to happen next. Take a look at this.
Hello.
Hey, Simone, how are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Hey, thanks for making time on short notice. And sure, my invite was rambling and not awesome, and you do not have to turn your camera on if you don't want to. I have a couple of notes to share with you, um, but I'll be glad to have those notes to make sure I cover things. But I will also follow up with an email, so you don't have to retain everything I'm gonna say. Made the difficult decision to restructure the XD org and as a result reduce the size of the org, and unfortunately you're impacted by this change. So your last working day is today, but the good news is you'll be paid through February 2nd. Those are the most important pieces of information. Your system access as an employee will be turned off at some point today. I'm not sure when exactly. In your Workday and Benefits portal, you'll still have access to until February 2nd as an employee, and then after that, you'll have access to it as an alumni. And then I'm going to email you the specifics of your severance, benefits, and a few other details that will probably be helpful later when you're ready to go through them. And then on your last day, you'll get your severance documents via DocuSign to sign, and I'll go to your personal email address. I want to pause. I know I just rattled off a whole bunch of really big news. Is there any questions or anything that you want to ask?
Are there any reasons other than just like restructuring? Like, what's the reason for the restructuring?
That's a really good question. It has to do with the company is doing consolidated priorities this year and next year. They are looking to so the org, it has nothing to do with performance. It has nothing to do with location and everything to do with the company wanting to do less in tech and take on less priorities. And as a result, the team is being reduced for that to support that.
Another question I had was around like my remote status. Is that like a factor in this as well?
Yeah, that's a really good question. It did, to be perfectly honest, it did count, the remote status in general came up as a potential discussion, but it ended up not being a factor. Well, please don't obviously feel a pressure to do anything today other than take care of yourself.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, Simone. Well, please again, like take today and take care of yourself. And again, I'm really sorry that this is happening.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. See you on LinkedIn,
All
I
right.
guess. have already cried today. I'll probably cry more. Yeah, so I got an email like an hour ago that said, "Hi, I'd like to get together and share an update on our organization and what this means for you." So, yeah, I already knew that this was coming. At first, I thought that like maybe it wouldn't just impact me because someone else mentioned that they got the same email. And I was like, oh, well, maybe, because this has happened before when they laid off all of our managers. So I was like, well, maybe they're telling all of us at the same time that someone else is getting, like someone big at the top is getting laid off. But I reached out to that person and I was like, does your meeting start at 12? And she said, no, my meeting starts at 12:30. So when she said that, that's when I had my breakdown and that's when I started crying. I think the best news out of that is that I'm going to get my bonus, so that will help. I don't know how much the bonus will be because I don't know how well the company performed, but that check will come in March and I'll still get another regular paycheck from work. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I do have savings, thank God, but like I don't know what I'm gonna do if it takes months to get a new job because I still want to remain in tech. I still want a remote position, which those are harder to come by now. And like I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't get another job because I have the mortgage now, and the mortgage is like $2,700 a month. I have my trip planned to New Zealand next month. I should probably cancel that. If I can get a refund on my flight, I should probably cancel that, which sucks because I've been planning that since like this time last year. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know. I don't. I don't know what, I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm trying to have faith that everything's gonna work out eventually. I just don't know how long it'll take for things to work out, and it just really scares me because I don't have anybody to like lean on. Like I'm not rich, my family isn't rich. Like I don't know. I'm sure it's all gonna work out. I'm sure it's all gonna work out. I just don't know how it's gonna work out, but I'm sure it's all gonna work out.
Isn't it insane that these companies expect 2 whole weeks of notice, but will wreck your whole life in a 5-minute unexpected call? It's really, really sad though. But my advice to Simone is this: Simone, go on the trip. Call your mortgage company and say to them that you lost your job. Ask for forbearance. The mortgage company will send you paperwork to defer your payments until you get another job.
That employee that clocks in, does their job, and goes home was once the employee that went above and beyond, okay? And eventually somebody burnt them out, or eventually someone showed them that it's not worth it, okay? Because they work super hard, they pick up shifts, they do overtime, they're doing projects or training or additional assignments, whatever. They're doing all these things, and they're not being recognized or appreciated. And eventually they said, okay, I see how this is going to be. I'm just going to do my job then. I'm going to fall in line and do what everybody else is doing, the bare minimum. And that's where they end up. And honestly, this is a failure from the company. The company is not recognizing, promoting, giving raises or appreciation to these employees. And they're saying, okay, I'm just going to sit back and do what I was hired to do. And then later get upset that these employees are not going above and beyond and doing additional responsibilities because look what has happened. It's not worth it to them. For what? They're not getting more pay. They could at least get some recognition in another way, maybe a good review, and they're not even getting the basic things. So they eventually just fall back into this, I'm going to do my job, clock out, go home, and not stress about this job.
This video you're going to be watching is kind of sad, in my opinion. So the young lady in this video is Hetty. Hetty was scheduled for a meeting, not knowing that the meeting was scheduled for her to be fired. Watch Hetty realize that she was getting laid off. She later stated that it was one of the nicest layoffs, to be honest. Do you think so? Watch.
I got a random meeting on my calendar. I feel like, and there's a bunch of them on this other lady's calendar. I hope I'm not getting fired. I will die. Someone else is in there. I'm getting fired. Oh my god, I'm getting fired. Hello.
Good morning, Becca.
Good morning. How are you?
Fine, thank you. I asked, who I think you know, so join us for this call. She is our HR representative. We've got some updates we'd like to share with you this morning.
Okay.
So as you know, we have been working with to help us identify the best way forward for this last period of time. And while we originally believed that we would be integrating with, we've instead determined that it was best for us to refocus the agency to an independent agency. And in doing so, we've initiated a buyback of it. Unfortunately, as you may know, the lack of growth and the decline in our client revenue has negatively impacted our business beyond what we can sustain. And it's forced us to make what are very difficult decisions to eliminate roles within the agency. And this includes the elimination of your role, making today your last day. Please know that it was a very difficult decision. You made meaningful contributions to the last couple of years, and we have much respect and gratitude for what you've done and what you've given. At this point, I would love to turn it over to you so she can take you through some of the next steps.
Email meeting up shortly. And, once you get the chance to review and look everything over, please let me know, and I'm happy to answer any and all questions you may have.
Okay. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Heather. I wish you the best.
Thank you. You too. Bye.
Bye.
This is so sad. And I'm so sorry that Hetty had to go through this. It's very cool of her to share this because I'm sure this really helps others feel less alone.
Why did you say that we could meet to discuss coverage and then go out of office without telling me?
I don't recall having that happen. Apparently you missed the meeting where we talked about it.
Where was it talked about?
In casual conversation. And
Like, I should be aware of these things, Like, I should have some awareness to if my manager's not going to be here.
How would you like to be made aware?
To be told, Like,
okay.
what meeting was this information shared on that I wasn't a part of? Like, where...
We have team meetings all the time, and we talk about all kinds of stuff, so...
And it feels like a lot of my roles, like, were just kind of ignored for a week, and then I have to come back and deal with, like, the repercussions.
Well, I'm sorry that you have work to do, but no, we didn't do mini access requests last week because we were listen to me. Because there was only a handful of them.
I know, but I still, like, I got everything handled to where it was at a good point, and I'm coming back to utter chaos. And
no,
I'm...
Allison, the utter chaos, honey, is caused by this IT transition.
I don't know what's been completed. I don't know what still needs action. I tried to be very helpful to you, and I don't think you're being helpful to me.
Allison, I'm sorry that you feel that way. And when I tried to do that, all you've done is argue with me.
I've never been trying to argue with you. You always sound like you're really frustrated and don't like me.
Well, and we've talked about that before.
And then your tone of voice continues to be the same.
Well, I'm very sorry that I'm a very direct person.
And I was just hoping that you could follow up with her, you know, like manager to manager, and like make sure we get on the same understanding.
I think your expectations are inappropriate.
I've just never experienced this.
I don't know what your expectations are.
I expected that we were going to talk about what needed to be done before I left, and that didn't happen, so I tried my best.
So that's a separate issue then.
Finally, watch Tatiana get fired from her job for absenteeism and tardiness. This video is hilarious. Take a look.
Okay, can you, I'm sorry, can you say that again?
Yeah, hi Tatiana, this is, Shelly from HR.
From HR, okay.
Me?
No, I don't remember you, but what's going on?
Well, we had a discussion a couple weeks ago about your absenteeism and tardiness.
Okay.
Do you know what time you have to be clocked in at work?
6 o'clock.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
Okay.
So, unfortunately, on 7/18, you clocked in at 6:12.
Wow.
We had a discussion about that,
12
remember?
minutes.
Yeah, but, you know, they're waiting on you to be there, clocked in and ready to work at 6.
Okay.
So your employment is really going to be terminated as of today, because also on 7/28, you clocked in at 6:21.
21 minutes.
Yes, that's 21 minutes of company time.
But I still work though. Like, why didn't y'all tell me that today when I was just at work?
Because I handle all the HR, so they wanted me to call you because we had that discussion, remember, about...
And that was the day that I let alright, keep going.
So you were also on 8/8, you clocked in at, like, 6:32.
That was it. Okay, so I let my cousin use my car the night before, and he didn't bring it. He overslept or something. He didn't bring it back till the morning. So, like, I still made it, though.
That was literally, like, 9 days after we talked. So, and then on 8/12, you just did a no-call, no-show.
That was my birthday. August 12th, that's my birthday. Like, I already told you.
You didn't request that day off work, though.
But y'all know, that's my birthday.
I'm not... Birthday.
No, that's fine. Alright.
Okay. Everyone works on their birthday. Even I worked on my birthday.
Y'all too grown for me.
Well, unfortunately, I just need you to turn your keys in. And
I'll be there tomorrow, because that's crazy. That's crazy. Like, what? What? No.
You'll have to see the comments that were posted in the comment section of this video. I mean, they were hilarious. Take a look. After watching this clip, whose side are you on? HR or Tatiana's side? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And please, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't.